It's a good day to be the Minister of Tourism in the Cayman Islands. I'm really happy that you could come here today to share a couple minutes with us, because I believe we have some absolutely wonderful news for you. We want to announce today a record-breaking arrivals for 2017 in both air and cruise together represent the best year of recorded statistical data for the Cayman Islands. A total of 418,403 stayover visitors, an increase of 8.5% over 2016. And 1,728,444 cruisers visited, and that was an increase of approximately 1% over last year. For the 7th consecutive month, June through December, air arrivals surpassed all previous recorded statistics. A total of 49,000 stayover visitors arrived in December, an increase of 21% over December of 2016. And I also want to mention that we kept our room rates to one of the highest in the region. Obviously, the economic benefit of that is huge. I think the other question that we want to ask is, what did this mean to the country? What did the expenditure of these new arrivals mean in that one-year period? Stayover visitors represented $430 million in 2016. Provisional estimate of stayover visitors spending in 2017 was $485 million, an increase of 12.7%. And cruise visitors, the increase was at 16,595 more people multiplied out, showed us $1,908 in spend. So cumulative, we had approximately $57 million more dollars spent by arrivals in 2017 than we did in 2016. And obviously, this is the goal of the Department of Tourism and the Cayman Island government to drive visitation and grow our industry. So we're extremely pleased with that. I think the other question that you'll want to answer today is, what do you expect for next year? And looking at what took place this year with the Eastern Caribbean issues and our growth, in the last 4 months especially, it is our belief today that 5% growth next year would be very good for our industry, very good for the community, and very good for the trickle-down effect for the economic benefit of the Cayman Islands. We expect cruise to be flat next year, and we expect the visitation overnight stays to be up 5%. The other announcement that I want to make today that we're very pleased with is the beginning of a new service by JetBlue. Starting in October 2018, JetBlue will have daily flights from Fort Lauderdale to Grand Cayman. And I believe that it is common knowledge that Southwest has already announced that they're starting a new route into Cayman from Houston as well. And that's June of next year, 2018. So based on the new rooms that are coming online and the new airlift that we're getting, the new attractions, we believe 5% would be a very substantial number for our industry. I also take the time and this opportunity to thank our stakeholders for the work that they have done in working together, building this industry. And as always, I certainly thank the Ministry and the Department of Tourism and all of our team that works so hard every day. I'm going to ask the Director of Tourism, Ms. Rosa Harris, now to just talk about the different markets that have increased and the work that's been done, the good work that's been done by her and her team.
It's my pleasure to present the overall performance for 2017 and provide a breakdown on visitation. The North American market performed outstanding for visitation for the Cayman Islands. The United States and Canada, with growth rates of 13.44% and 6.37% respectively, added to this incremental visitation. The Northeast region of the United States saw an increase in visitation for the year of more than 15,042 visitors, or 15.71% over 2016. The Midwest region grew 16.91% in 2017, presenting the second largest growth for a territory within the United States. And the Southeast region, which saw added airlift in the summer of 2017, produced 13,036 more visitors out of that region, which is a 26.94% growth. As you can see, overall, when we add airlift, that is a catalyst to growth, and it's very important to have access to the destination. Surpassing the Southwest as a region, producing the third highest number of stayover visitors. Growth in this region from Miami, Fort Lauderdale saw a 4,057 additional growth, as well as Tampa, St. Pete, Orlando, Daytona Beach, and Melbourne areas. The Southwest region grew 12.75%, with Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, posting 2,060 additional visitors, and Austin and Denver posting 1,181 and 1,179 additional visitors. The statistics for 2017 reflect incremental growth not just in key markets, but also emerging markets. And I'm happy to say that Latin America, which has been an area of focus for the past 2 years, saw an increase of 22.61%. Whilst this represents a smaller number of visitors, it's still more visitors for the Cayman Islands. South America increased by 8.92%, and in the South America region, we gauge the numbers from Argentina, Brazil, and Mexico. And Central America is 5.61% in growth. Department of Tourism commits to visually arresting marketing and a very integrated plan led by digital investment. Digital marketing, whether that's internet, search, video, web, provides an efficient way of sending the Cayman Islands message across the world. And I'd like to share that we're very proud to be partners with Grace and Trey Byers, the new faces of our campaign, and we will be in partnership with them for 18 months as we promote romance and just overall destination travel.
Obviously, we're very pleased with the results. We're very happy to be able to share those with you today. We wanted to leave some time for questions, so the floor is open. We're happy to do our best to answer whatever questions you might have, and we'll provide some information in writing for you with the statistics.
Just you mentioned new attractions back there. I just wanted to get some clarity on what some of those were.
I think that when you look at what has taken place over the last couple of years in Cayman, the attractions that have either expanded or have started. Crystal Caves is a good example as you see them move step by step with expansion. On the north side, you can look at what's happened at Pedro St. James with the addition of the shops there and the tours that are going there. So the important part for private sector and our entrepreneurial Caymanians is that growth continues, and growth is done in a platform that shows more rooms and shows more airlift, which obviously will translate into more business for them. And that's why we want to continue to get the information out of the tourism product itself, of being strong and giving opportunity all the way across the board, right from example being anybody that works for Cayman Airways works in the tourism business. Anybody that works for the Airport Authority works in the tourism business. All of those statutory authorities are being driven to increase their offering to the public. So we're pleased that infrastructure is being demanded more because of the growth of the tourism industry.
Do you think the growth that we're seeing and that you're projecting will spur additional opportunities for entrepreneurs? Will this in itself also spur other people to do new things?
No, absolutely. The more that the industry grows, whether it's a different type of dive, whether it's a concierge dive boat, which 3 new dive boats are coming to the east end of Grand Cayman, all of the improvements in the industry itself, all of the offerings and the added offerings to business that are here. Tourism allows you to have a low threshold of getting involved, because it is as simple as walking down to a tourism-related area and being an ambassador to explain what you love about Cayman and why you love being Caymanian. And that is our competitive edge of bringing repeat guests here. So from the youngest child in school to the oldest Caymanian that goes out to look at explaining thatch rope, we have some real opportunities here, and we're very, very pleased that the growth is on a scale that allows people to get involved and have security that it's a continued growth that's ahead of them.
What's next for room stock? Because I know we had the kind of the Kimpton effect, November 2016, so that availed up a lot of room stock. What are the next ones to come online that are gonna, free up more growth for that 5% and then whatever's beyond it?
Yeah, no, that's an excellent question. You see the NCB project that's coming online, that's coming out of the ground, where the almond tree
site.
property. Margaritaville still has more rooms to put online. I think there are probably 100 rooms more to come online there. And the other opportunity that we're really starting to look at is the Airbnb vacation rental by owner market, that the private villas, how they have come online, and they're certainly, when you scale them, the private villas are a daily rate that attracts a very wanting traveler to bring their family and enjoy an exclusive type of vacation. So that gives us the opportunity again to participate in that market that is a phenom of partnership, sharing, the sharing community globally.
Doesn't that Airbnb model kind of democratize who can participate in tourism at a income earning level? I mean, if somebody is looking for a unique vacation, whenever I go somewhere, I want to stay in someone's real house, and live in a neighborhood. And the landlords that I'm staying with, it benefits them economically. You know that they're getting that money. Does that kind of democratize who can benefit from the stayover economy?
I think it's proven that it puts not only more people involved in the aspect of an accommodation, but it also diversifies across the country itself, because now the east end of Cayman Brac in Spot Bay, a vacation rental by owner and Airbnb is offering rooms and houses to stay in, and that goes all the way to East End, North Side. That just because there's not a hotel there doesn't mean there's not a lot of visitation.
Is there a perception that needs to be kind of myth busted out? Because I saw in a recent CPA case where they were kind of opposed to the Grove development because they didn't want these properties being leased out to Airbnbers that would then invade their beach in front of the wealthier condos across the street. Is there a perception that we need to get over in terms of Airbnb clients, the clientele themselves? Because it seemed like they were looked down on quite disparagingly in that CPA case.
Well, I'm going to let Rosa drill down into that answer, but what I want to say to you holistically is that we have to understand that growing our tourism market is balance. And in protecting our growth of our tourism, we want balance. We want Airbnb. We want the 5-star property. We want the 4-star property. We want cruise visitation. We want to be able to be in a position that we balance this across and take advantage of all the opportunities for the Caymanian people.
So diversity is the goal.
Yeah. Rosa, you want to?
I think we gotta, we're getting a little bit more
Yeah, maybe we'll just
well-practiced here.
exchange seats.
I know. I would say that we've seen some really wonderful guest houses, villas, and apartments come online in our rental pool that offer a unique experience, whether that is a family having a second guest house on their site and they have upgraded it and they want to put it on a digital platform such as Airbnb or VRBO. Through our hotel licensing board, we've seen some really great gems that have qualified for a hotel license to operate. So I do believe that we need to demystify the perceptions behind Airbnb. It has been a part of our growth. And Airbnb can quantify the number of rooms that they produce for the Cayman Islands. We have a very good working relationship with Airbnb and other digital platforms to be able to gauge the production and just how many partners are using these sites. I would say that the Cayman Islands is very strongly positioned, unlike other destinations, to have checks and balances through the hotel licensing process. It's a 3 inspection process with fire, DEH, and DOT. We ensure that there is a minimum standard that's met and properties are able to qualify for a hotel license. That then gives any visitor a sense of reassurance that if it's a licensed property, it has been seen by the government and we're confident that they're able to rent. So in having this working relationship with all of the digital platforms, we're confident that they'll continue to produce great business for the Cayman Islands.
And for someone who, like, the light bulb appears over their head, like, I could be involved with this, where would their first step be?
Contact Department of Tourism. We actually have a hotel licensing brochure. Go on our website, visit CaymanIslands.com. We're available to take anyone who's interested in bringing a tourism accommodation online. We're willing to take them through the process and ensure that they're aware of the expectations of that process.
Just want to double check. So the record is not just for the air arrivals, it's the combination.
It's the
of
combination.
arrivals. So in total, that would be the highest year for tourism ever.
Absolutely correct.
And that wasn't necessarily the case in previous record years where there was high air arrivals.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's the combination of the two.
Okay. And can you just comment real quick on the Southwest flight and the value of the, sorry, not the Southwest flight.
JetBlue?
JetBlue.
Okay.
Out of Fort Lauderdale and that new hub in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, let's comment on both of them, because Southwest is coming out of Houston, and the industry has a saying that the Southwest effect, and that basically is because Southwest has such a strong following that people follow Southwest to destinations that they go to. I think it's safe to say that the Cayman Islands have enjoyed the Southwest effect from June, when they started their first service. The JetBlue new service out of Fort Lauderdale, we view that as them being able to get their West Coast passengers here through Fort Lauderdale as a hub, rather than having to take them all the way to New York to hub them out of JFK. So JetBlue has had tremendous success in the region. I think that we are pleased that they have looked at us and grown their arrivals here and see the strength of our tourism product and want to become involved. I think that they would also have acknowledged that our airport is coming to capacity to be put online in December. That will make it easier for their passengers to come in and out of the country and to experience. And I think that they have great confidence in the Cayman Islands as a whole. Mr. Director?
I'd just like to further on the minister's comments by saying that we work with all airlines. As we invest heavily in the North American market, it's important for us to ensure that the nonstop service to the Cayman Islands is available and frequent enough. And what we've been able to see in the numbers that I shared earlier on the Southeast region, we've seen incremental visitation. As we reference the Southwest effect, we've seen the incremental visitation month after month following this first service. In working with airlines, it's a balance of the business development proposition and being competitive on a route with pricing and across the region in the Caribbean. So having more service and having more service available allows travelers more options for their preferred itinerary. This is only going to lend itself to better service for those traveling northbound out of the Cayman Islands and also traveling into the Cayman Islands by having more options available. So it's a very positive move for us.
And is it, two-part question, is it all adding? There's no routes being lost? Do we now have significantly more routes, for example, than 4 years ago, 5 years ago? And secondly, I mean, is this all good for Cayman? Cayman Airways was down in its projected financials. I think the finance minister referenced it in the budget, particularly out of both Florida and Cuba. So
Yeah, thanks, James. Obviously, the Havana market for Cayman Airways is not as strong as it was previously, and we don't expect that to come back. The opportunity for Cayman Airways is to look at some longer gateways, and with the new equipment that's coming online, it's going to give us the opportunity to look at 5-hour flights that push us to the west coast of the United States, look at how we get people here easier. And Cayman Airways' mission is to bring more people to the Cayman Islands in a way that opens new gateways and makes it as easy as possible. So if you take the example of when Cayman Airways went into Dallas and American followed, we're concerned about getting the lift and getting the tourism arrivals from the Dallas area. Cayman Airways obviously completed their mission by doing that and opening it up. Now you see strong growth in that area. We really look forward to the new planes coming for Cayman Airways and giving us the opportunity to open some other gateways, which will just strengthen our tourism product.
If I could add to that, Minister. From a performance perspective, the Northeast region of the United States has been our most popular region. But again, through airlift stimulation, if we look at the Texas region, traditionally we had Cayman Airways in there, then we got the United service, and Cayman Airways then went to Dallas, followed by American Airlines. And now we have an announcement by Southwest Airlines that they'll be adding Houston this summer. I want to use this opportunity to show market stimulation. The Northeast region over-delivered in previous years visitors to the Cayman Islands. The Northeast region and now the Southwest region, which includes Texas, rival each other at specific times of the year, with the Northeast still being a very traditional winter market and the Southwest, inclusive of Texas, being a very good summer market. So we're able to achieve two things: widening our markets, but also flattening seasonality, where we're getting guests at one point in the year and then balancing any fall off in the summer periods. So that is a very good example of airlift as a change agent, followed by market stimulation and delivery of incremental business to the destination.
Might I ask one quick, it's sort of a overarching question, but what did it take to get here, and how are you going to keep this momentum going?
I'm very happy for that question, because obviously my involvement as Minister responsible for tourism started in the previous election cycle, and we had such a fantastic opportunity when we looked at it that the director has just spoken about seasonality and the ups and downs of your tourism, and what you really want from a business standpoint is to flatten out your arrivals, that your hotels, your community benefits 365 days out of the year. We didn't have any new rooms coming online at that point, so what we had to do was understand how in the valleys that we had, we grew more business there because we had rooms available. The peaks had no rooms available. So there was nothing that we could do in peak season of January, February, March. But if you look at what we have done with extreme success is medical tourism, sports tourism, weddings, MICE meetings, conferences, and we have done that to bring the valleys up and flatten out where we are. That was our strategy that started working, and it was and continues to be in place. But as we add on and grow the room stock, then you're doing two things. You've brought the valleys up, okay, and flattened out your business, but now you've added room stock, so you continue to have that opportunity to fill more rooms 365 days out of the year. If we, they've asked us the question of where do we go to attract our visitors? The United States has 300 and something million people. We looked at it from the standpoint that if we do what we are supposed to do from a tourism standpoint, we have a big market to attract from. There are plenty of people that want to visit the Cayman Islands. We just have to reach them. Once we reach them, we have to make sure we make it very easy for them to get here. That's the importance of our marketing and the importance of the airlift itself, of they arrive here without any really interruptions in their travel. And then deliver their expectation when they arrive, which is being done through our stakeholders with the properties that they offer. And then we have 5-star attractions and the culinary capital of the Caribbean for them to visit. And I would say that we probably have one of the highest return rates in the region as far as returning guests. So I believe there's tremendous reason for confidence in this industry, and I believe that we will continue. We have proven over the previous years, and we continue to project increases in the industry and arrivals.
So the
When
strategy.
will cruise see a breakout of the flatness? And when will work start to initiate those steps that would enable it to break out of the flat cycle of growth?
The reason that we were up on cruise this year is unfortunately because of the Eastern Caribbean and the weather, hurricanes that they had there. It was very clear that the cruise lines were able to move their resources in the last couple of months and put more into Cayman. We don't expect cruise to increase until a cruise berthing facility is completed, and we would say that's 5 years away.
That's 5 years away, construction all done. Do we have any milestones, or will we have any more, will there be another plan to see for the infrastructure, like schematics or anything?
Oh, absolutely. We're waiting to get. We had the pre-qualification done. We had just looking for the right word, Joe.
Pre-qualified parties
For
the outline solution.
Yeah, we had pre-qualified parties come back, and now we're waiting for the review of the outline solutions. So I would expect in the next 3 to 4 weeks, we would have a press conference very similar to this. Show what, as you're talking about a schematic, show the outline plan and take questions on it.
Cool. So that would put us mid-February then, maybe.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Okay.
I want to make sure I didn't miss all 3 points of the strategy.
Okay.
How high can it go? I mean, once, in 5 years from now, is it too far out to look and realistically say what kind of numbers you could bring then?
The PwC business case was done to accommodate 2.3 million. There hasn't been any change to the business case.
Anything else we should be bringing up while I both got you trapped in the room?
Hospitality School has more students this year than ever. We're
Sure.
extremely pleased with its performance. We're extremely pleased with its graduates and the work that they're doing in the industry. And we're extremely pleased with the ones that have chosen to go on and further their education in the hospitality industry.
Cayman Airways 50. Cayman Airways 50th anniversary.
Oh, the director wants to talk about Cayman Airways' 50th anniversary, which is very special this year, and we certainly want to make sure everybody's involved in that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
gonna move it over.
So that's August, right?
No,
That's
go ahead.
the birthday?
Well, having 50 years of national airline service is a significant milestone, and I think that we should be very proud as a country to have an airline that has been in business for that long. Cayman Airways is planning a year-long promotion for their 50th anniversary, so I'd just like to mention that Cayman Airways is a critical tool for tourism. We rely on their service. They provide an essential service for Caymanians and our visitors. So we should support the national airline in celebration of their 50th. I know there'll be quite a lot of activity, and it's noteworthy for 2018 as we kick off 2018.
Yeah, I think that the point is that when you look at the region, and we have almost a 9% growth this year, it's going to put us right at the top of the growth. And again, as the director said, one of the reasons that we're able to do that is the partnerships that we have, the stakeholders, Cayman Airways being a big part of it, and everybody working together to drive the business forward. That's it. Thank you all very much.
Yeah.